Ki khubor ka Batesi TV ka umdi basnyam bak penjaslian Rupa Premium Meghalaya
39 crores, 70 lakhs and 64,000. That's almost 40 crores.
Ka Sorkar jelah ka pusau trip ujuliu arajar arpusan. Kelap pelat patba ikasong pisa kabakot lai bukandai Klur kanyolak pusau ajar tingka bansam kum gejung yarap pisa. Syaga Meghalaya State Olympic Association bat ciket Penduduk League Sports Association jong kejelah kena berkendubla ban Pynkhreh nak bentar jum penlong yang kelumpung ilak ka behetam hakari India belatip kum ke 39 National Games keban selong hangni hakajela Meghalaya haus nam arajar arpunyo. Ya kadika song pisa laplait patba du menteri rangba kajela hakajingalang kebelalong State Convention Center haringkat kejing sakilang ju menteri ke Transport and Youth Affairs subak Syaklir Wajri ke menteri ke koi kekhya ke Dr. Ampurin Lingdo u Chief Secretary ba DP Walang Working President jong ke Meghalaya State Olympic Association ba John F. Kashiying ke ofisar ke Transport and Youth Affairs ba kinong mikmat na Kynhun nilak kai per jong ke jela
39 crores, 70 lakhs and 64,000. That's almost 40 crores that Meghalaya government is going to be giving to the different associations. Listen, this has never happened before, and this money is going to go straight to them. They will choose how to get their coaches. They will choose how to buy the equipments. They will choose whether that money has to be used for, for training or for different programs, for gym, for buying equipments, whatever they want. The decision is going to be the association's decision. So therefore, this money is going to be now, as I said, individually given to the different associations. And once again, it's a wonderful picture. It's like an entire team Meghalaya. So great for this moment. And again, I wish you all the very best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. 40 crores, nearly 40 crores too. So let's give a big round of applause and thank the government of Meghalaya for this wonderful grant for the team preparation. We thank our Honourable Chief Minister, our Sports Minister for this initiative, and we wish all the association the very best. And in prayers for you all. Let's give a big round of applause for everyone.
In the last 48 years of our statehood. And I remember it was that moment that I felt and I realized that there is something that's really wrong that's going on in the overall sports sector. And something has to be done to change it and to improve things and make things better. And it was around that time, I remember we were also working towards creating a sports policy, youth policy. We were looking at different aspects of the different issues related with youth. So it was a very, very important moment. I still remember it. And I could still feel that presence at that moment when we discussed it and how I was very concerned about how the sports sector was not really moving in the right direction. And today, after 7-8 years, looking back at this journey, I must say, which has been filled with a lot of excitement, a lot of challenges, some downs, some ups. But overall, we have seen that the kind of momentum today that has come into the sports sector, to see how the team is working really well, whether it is the associations, whether it is the officials, whether it's the political leaders, or whether it's a sports person. I can clearly see, looking back and comparing 2018 to today, 2025, there is a huge difference in the way the sports sector today is growing in our state. Can you just put up the few slides that I wanted to show? I'll just show you some of the things that are just in terms of infrastructure. I mean, these are real things that are happening. Of course, that you can see that's the JN Stadium. This will be the indoor stadium that is just behind the JN Stadium. We're hopeful that we should be able to inaugurate this by the end of this year or early next year. That's again a plan that we have, which we're going to be completing very soon. We're going to tender it out and complete it very soon. That is the parking lot of the polo. What do you call that area? SRGT. The SRGT area. We're going to be putting the tracks out there so that people can actually practice. So this is that's not parking area. This is the area the tennis court is there right now. I'm sorry. So we'll be converting that into tracks so that people can actually practice. Next. Yeah, this is the same thing. So it's a larger picture. Again, it's showing you how we have improved. And of course, this is the improved version of the JN Stadium. Next. Of course, this is our one of the biggest projects that we are doing, which is a dedicated football stadium, the largest dedicated football stadium in the country, with a 40,000 capacity, costing close to about 700 crores. And of course, as you're aware, already tendering has been done and work has been allotted. We expect maybe the work to start in a couple of weeks. And we are really pushing hard to see if we can at least have some sense of this infrastructure coming up and in this area. And again, Jayante Hills did not have any kind of major infrastructure in the past, and we invested a huge amount. This, of course, is our indoor stadium that is being built right now as we speak. As I was mentioning, we expect this to be completed by the end of this year, December 2025, or max early in the last quarter of the financial year. This will have everything for stadium and sports complex in Tura. The football stadium is almost complete. The reason I'm saying almost complete is because if you can see on the western front of this stadium, we intend to come up with another 5,000 seating capacity. So that tendering process also has been completed, and we expect the work to start again within maybe a couple of weeks or a month's time, and we expect to finish that also before the games start. We have the indoor section, which you can see at the below. This is just the construction for this also is going on, and we do expect that work for this also should finish by early next year. This will have everything from an indoor swimming pool to indoor badminton courts. It will have indoor basketball courts and so on and so forth. And of course the tender for this also has been allotted already. Work I think must have started by now. And this again is going to be a world-class tennis court, and as I said, the hostel facilities on the side. And this will be and we are going to invest quite a bit on this because we do expect that at least these spots out here, and hopefully other spots also, we will try our best. But this could be one area because, as I said, this kind of a course is not available in other parts of the country, and we should capitalize on this aspect. Next. Close to about 1,900 crores of projects today are being implemented in sports infrastructure as we speak. And that's something that has never, ever happened in the history of our state. In fact, if you look at the artificial turfs for football that are coming up, we'll be having close to 50 artificial turfs throughout the state. That is the largest number any state has in the country. Even in terms of track and field stadiums that are going to come up, we should be one of the highest, if not in the country, at least in the eastern region. Meghalaya will have one of the largest number of track and field synthetic tracks and the facilities in the entire eastern region. So a lot is happening today when it comes to infrastructure, and we do expect that much more will happen. And as Minister always keeps mentioning, that these are real investments that we are making in the future of our youth. And therefore I'm very happy, very proud, and I must congratulate the sports department for all the work that is being put in. And as I said, once these infrastructures are completed, I think Meghalaya definitely will have one of the best sports infrastructures compared to most of the states in the entire country. Second, of course, we are very happy, and I do take this opportunity to thank the Indian Olympic Association, the chairperson, Madam P.T. Usha, and of course our Honorable Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah, and our respected Sports Minister for having given the opportunity to Meghalaya to host the 39th National Games. As was correctly mentioned by Dr. Vijay, that there were many states who were eyeing for this national games, the 39th national games. And it was a very challenging task for us to be able to move in the direction. It is only because of the teamwork that was put in, whether it is from the associations, whether it's from the officials, whether it's from the political leadership. All of us put our heads together, and that is the reason why we are able today to bring the games out here and to be able to host it. And when I say that, this really is a very historic moment for us. It is going to be one of the biggest programs and events that the state has ever hosted in the past, or even the coming days and years. We will not be able to host a program of this magnitude. And therefore, it is very important and crucial for us that we all have to put 100% from our side to be able to showcase one of the best national games that this country has seen. 200, 300, 400 top athletes and sports person in each discipline. So we are going to work towards supporting associations to be then able to help you train those people in a much better manner. Focus on them in a much better manner. Government will look at programs in which we can find ways in which we could take care of their education, or find a way in which they can be relieved from going to classes and not having to go through the normal process that students have to go through, so that those students can then focus on the sports that they have to focus on and win the medal. If there are some government employees, maybe police personnel, who are there in the police department and doing very well, we'll find out a special way to create special leave for them so that they are able to come in and practice full time on these sports. We realize that most of the associations don't have equipments. Forget good quality equipments. Some have no equipments at all. We realize that most of the associations have no coaches. In fact, sorry, this sounds funny, but it's true. And we realize it, and we were like shocked that in most of the associations, the association president and secretary are the coaches themselves, because they don't have the expertise. It's their passion that has made them coaches. But there is a scientific way to coach. And therefore, we realize all of these challenges in front of us, and we said, look, we need to do something with this. And that's why what we're doing today is the first level. I'm not saying that we can do much more. We will do our best. Obviously, we have got a lot of financial constraints, a lot of financial challenges. We have to not just run the sports department, we have the whole government to run. So we are working very hard to see what we can do best. But the key point for today's program and the key message that we want to share with all of you is that this is not a government show alone. And this is what we've been stressing on from day one. And while Honorable Minister has said it's not just the talks, we walk the talk. We are today here to tell you that we are going to be giving the funds to you, to the associations. Let me tell you, not to point fingers at any other state government or the past games, but in the past games, the governments would, spend the money to buy the equipment and then give the equipment to the associations. The government would then get the coaches and give the coaches to the associations and pay for the coaches. Maybe this is the first time in the history of the country that a state government is actually going to give the funds to the associations. And we are going to be making you part of the decision making, because we realize that you know best. You know what you need, and you know where to get it and how to do it in the best possible manner. Of course, there may be some hurdles and some issues that may come up, but that happens. But that doesn't mean that we don't trust each other. If we don't trust each other, then we'll not be able to move forward. So this was a very important decision. We sat with Minister, we sat with Commissioner Secretary, we talked through this many times, and Minister was very clear in his mind that no, sir, we need to trust the associations, we need to give the money to them, let them do it. Once we do this, there will be a different kind of a feeling and involvement from the part of the associations and the different sports, the athletes and the sports person. And it's absolutely true. So therefore, this is a very with you, what kind of things are happening. Now, we realize that for the games, we require a large number of rooms. So we have done a full survey and a stock of all the rooms that are available, whether it's hotels or whether it's homestays. And we realized that, for us now to invest and create a games village, maybe number one, a challenge, and number two, we'll have a legacy issue with it. So why can't we work with the tourism sector and promote large number of homestays or boutique hotels, having minimum of 10 rooms to going up to even 20-25 rooms, and support our entrepreneurs to create this infrastructure so that once the games are over, this will be used as infrastructure, but again, it will become part of our tourism infrastructure and space, which then will become a source of livelihood for many people in the future. So like this, we are using this as an opportunity to be able to promote all different aspects of tourism also, and we have worked out the budgeting, we've worked out the details, we've worked out the number of entrepreneurs we need, whether in Jowai, whether in Tura, whether in Shillong or any other part of the state, wherever we will be hosting different games. We have done a stock review of all of that, and we are going to start processing that aspect also in the coming days and involve different individuals to become part of this process. I also would like to mention to you that today's program is something that's very special and very, very unique. And I'm sure that others have said it before, but I want to repeat it again so that you realize how important this decision that we're taking is. And the first thing is that we are very much aware that being the host state and not really being able to perform so well in the past games, we have a huge uphill task to be able to win decent number of medals. And therefore, we realize that for that to happen, we need to support our associations and support the sports persons. I'm really looking at targeting at least 50 medals in this game. We'll be working out with all of you and seeing which particular discipline has the potential. We will work with you, then we will push those sectors where we feel that the chances and the possibility of winning are more. So please keep in mind, we're going to work towards achieving 50 plus medals. It's a very, very big task, but as I always tell you, if you don't dream big, we will never be able to move forward. So we have to have a tough, but we have to have a target in front of us, and we push each and every one to be able to achieve that. Number two.
From the hills of the east, a new voice rises. Hello Meghalaya, our state's first ever OTT platform streaming stories, music and dreams. From folklore to films, beats to breakthroughs, this is where culture meets creativity. Discover award-winning talents, breakthrough creators, and untold stories that deserves to be seen. From soulful podcasts to live streams and dreamers. This is your stage, your spotlight. Hello Meghalaya. Your story starts here.